Hey YouTube, back for another video. This time I'll be showing you my method for applying a rust look to your die-cast custom. We'll actually be doing two customs in this video. One will be the paint off and the other will be with the paint mostly off. For our paint off custom, I'll be using this 8 crate. I find that cars that have a lot of curved surfaces look really good with the rust look. So this 8 crate should work well. The first thing we'll do is remove the rivets and strip the paint. No surprise there. In this particular case, it's not all that necessary to remove every bit of the paint. Small specks here and there actually look good in the final product. So now we need to apply a surface to the body. To do this, we're going to spray matte clear coat over the metal. I'm using a flat clear coat made by Valspar, the can on the far right in the picture. So here's the trick to applying this. It's easier to explain than it is to show. When you spray the car body, hold the car at least 2 to 3 feet away from the spray can and spray in bursts. Don't overdo this, as we'll be reapplying it several times. What we're doing is putting on a really rough surface. More on that in a bit. Just get the thin coat and then set it aside for a few minutes to dry. When dry, we can start the weathering process. I'll be using weathering powders made by Tamiya that I bought at Hobby Lobby. Any weathering powders will work. The application of the powder is simple. Apply it liberally everywhere, working it into the rough surface we created with the flat clear coat. Try to use several different powders to vary the tone. Each time you apply a layer of powder, reapply the matte clear coat to lock it in. You'll need to do this at least 4 times to get the correct texture. Each time remember to hold the car at least 2 to 3 feet away from the spray can. Never wet the car with the clear coat. After each coat dries, add more rust and repeat. So after about 6 times, this was how mine turned out. The object here is to build up these layers to give the powder that rough texture that rust has. The more times you apply the clear coat and rust, the more rusty the car will look. This is good for what I'm shooting for on this car, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other parts like the windows and bumpers. While I'm waiting on everything to dry, let's move over to our second custom. This time we're going to change things up a bit by only removing some of the paint. This is done by selectively applying the paint stripper, letting it do its work, and then washing and wiping down the car body. Then we just do exactly what we did to the 8 crate. The only real change is that we need to be more selective on where the rust powder is applied, as we do not wish to completely cover the paint. Other than that, the process is exactly the same. So here you can see the car put back together and how the rust effect works with the paint. I didn't do anything with the wheels, as I find rusting them out tends to make the car too uniform and thus distracts from the overall look. The clean wheels give the mind something to contrast against the rusty body of the car. Of course, you're welcome to do whatever you want with your car. The paint on these cars is reasonably thick, helping to give that three-dimensional look of paint peeling away and flaking off. The 8 crate, not having any paint, has a more uniform texture. Normally I would not use this texture effect on the windows, but the 8 crate has purple windows, so I decided to cover them with dust and dirt. I also didn't do anything to the wheels on this car, but that's because I want to try to find something more appropriate for the look that I'm trying to achieve. So that's my process for getting rust-like texture on a die-cast car. Please let me know below if you like the paint on or paint off look better. Always happy to hear what other people think. I hope you give this a try, and as always, thanks for watching.